Right now, somewhere across the world, a woman is quietly revealing how she feels about a man. Not through words or messages, but through subtle cues expressed by 4 specific areas of her body, signals that naturally emerge when attraction takes over. And here's the unsettling truth. Most men, around 93%, don't recognize these signs at all. They overlook them completely. And by the time realization sets in, the moment has already passed. But that won't be your story after this. What you're about to learn will fundamentally shift how you interpret every interaction with a woman from here on out. Research published in Evolution and Human Behavior shows that women primarily communicate romantic interest through nonverbal behavior, and they do so on average 13 times before a man even begins to notice. 13. It's as if she's speaking loudly in a language most men were never taught to understand. Let me be direct with you. As a woman, I've done every single thing I'm about to explain, and so have most women. The key difference is that we're often not consciously aware of it ourselves. That's what makes these signals so powerful. They're not planned, not rehearsed, and not strategic. They're instinctive, biological responses that occur when attraction is present, often before the mind has even caught up. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 specific body areas that women instinctively reveal, emphasize, or draw attention to when they're attracted to someone. And the final one, it's the most surprising of all. Once you understand it, you won't be able to ignore it again. It will reshape how you experience conversations moving forward. But first, you need to understand something essential. The human body is incredibly poor at hiding the truth. According to communication research by Dr. Albert Mehrabian, only 7% of emotional meaning comes from words. Tone of voice accounts for 38%, and a staggering 55% comes from body language. That means more than half of what she's communicating has nothing to do with what she's saying. She could be talking about anything, work, daily life, random topics, but her body is transmitting a completely different message. And if you know where to look, you'll pick it up every time. Let's begin with the first signal, and honestly, this one alone is worth your attention: the neck. This isn't about simply noticing that her neck is visible. It's about a specific pattern of behavior. When a woman tilts her head slightly, brushes her hair aside, or touches her neck during a conversation, especially in a way that exposes one side, this is one of the oldest and most powerful attraction signals in human behavior. Why does this matter? Because the neck is one of the most vulnerable parts of the body. It contains vital structures like major arteries and the airway, essential for survival. From an evolutionary perspective, exposing the neck signals trust. It's the body's way of saying, I feel safe with you, I don't see you as a threat, I'm open to your presence. Anthropologists have studied this extensively, describing it as a display of openness, not weakness, but receptivity. When a woman tilts her head and reveals her neck, she's engaging in a gesture that predates language itself. There's also a biological layer to this. The neck contains scent-producing glands, meaning that when she touches or exposes it, she may be subtly enhancing her natural scent without realizing it. Her body is, in effect, increasing its presence in your awareness without conscious intention. From personal experience, I can tell you this is real. I've caught myself doing it, adjusting my necklace, moving my hair, touching my neck while talking to someone I found attractive, completely unconsciously. It wasn't until I learned about it that I noticed it happening in real time. Here's what matters most: repetition. One instance might be random. Twice could be coincidence. But if it happens 3 or more times in a single interaction, it's no longer accidental. It's a signal. Now, let's move to the second area, one that many men overlook entirely: the wrist, specifically the inner wrists. This might sound oddly specific, but it's deeply rooted in behavioral science. When a woman is attracted, she often begins to subtly expose the inner side of her wrists. She might rest her chin on her hand with her wrist facing upward, gesture with open palms, or place her hands in a way that reveals the softer underside. These are small, almost invisible movements, but they carry significant meaning. The inner wrist is another sensitive, vulnerable area with visible veins and thin skin. In body language research, exposing it is considered a sign of openness and trust. Think about the opposite scenario. When someone feels uncomfortable, they close off, crossing their arms, clenching their fists, turning their wrists inward. But when attraction is present, the body does the reverse. It opens. Studies have shown that women who feel early-stage attraction display more open hand and wrist-revealing gestures compared to neutral interactions. And interestingly, this behavior tends to increase the longer they're around someone they're drawn to. There's also a subtle sensory component. Just like the neck, the wrists are key areas for scent projection. That's why fragrances are traditionally applied there. So when her wrists are turned toward you, her body is naturally enhancing its presence, again, without conscious effort. I remember a story from a friend that illustrates this perfectly. She went on a first date and later saw a photo taken during the evening. In it, her hands were resting on the table, palms up, wrists fully exposed. She laughed when she saw it because it looked overly expressive, but in reality, it was simply her body responding naturally to attraction. Now, if that surprised you, the third signal might be even more eye-opening: her legs. This isn't about clothing, it's about direction, positioning, and movement. Let's start with direction. Behavioral experts often emphasize that the feet and legs are the most honest parts of the body because people rarely control them consciously. When a woman is attracted to you, her legs and feet tend to orient in your direction, even in group settings. Even if her upper body is turned elsewhere, her feet often reveal where her attention truly lies. Another important cue is how she crosses her legs. If she's sitting and the top leg is angled toward you, it's a positive sign. She's physically orienting herself in your direction. If it points away, it can indicate distance or disengagement. Then there's subtle movement. When attraction is present, the body becomes more energized, leading to small, restless motions like shifting weight, bouncing a leg, or gentle swaying. This isn't boredom, it's physiological activation. A more pronounced behavior is the slow crossing and uncrossing of legs, which has been documented as a classic nonverbal signal of attraction. It naturally draws attention and reflects heightened awareness and engagement. Now, let's move to the fourth and most powerful signal, the one that ties everything together: the torso. This isn't about anything inappropriate. It's about orientation and openness. When a woman feels comfortable and attracted, she will face you directly with her torso, not angled, not partially turned, fully facing you with her chest and midsection aligned toward you. Why is this significant? Because the torso protects the body's most vital organs. From a survival standpoint, exposing this area reflects a deep level of trust. It's one of the clearest nonverbal indicators that someone feels safe and engaged. Studies have shown that people who are genuinely interested tend to adopt this full body orientation quickly, often within the first few minutes of interaction. Those who aren't interested usually maintain a more closed or angled stance. And it doesn't stop there. When attraction is present, she may also subtly draw attention to this area, leaning in slightly, adjusting her posture, or closing physical distance. These are all signs of openness and engagement. I once experienced this myself at a social gathering. Looking back at a photo later, I noticed something striking. While everyone else stood at slight angles, my body was fully oriented toward one person. I hadn't even realized it in the moment, but my body had already made its decision. That's the power of this signal. It operates beneath conscious awareness. Now here's what truly matters. These signals rarely appear alone. When attraction is genuine, they tend to appear together. She might expose her neck, show her wrists, angle her legs toward you, and face you directly, all within the same interaction. The more of these signals you observe simultaneously, the stronger the likelihood of attraction. Research has shown that individuals displaying multiple nonverbal signals of interest are approached far more often than those who show fewer. And yet these behaviors are subtle, so subtle that most people dismiss them entirely. But they're not random. They're part of a deeply rooted biological system that has guided human connection for thousands of years. Now you understand it, you know what to look for, you recognize the patterns, you see the signals. The next time you're in a conversation and you notice these behaviors, her head tilting, wrists opening, legs aligning, body facing yours, you'll understand something she may not even fully realize herself. She's interested, and that leads to an important question. What will you do with that awareness? Because recognizing attraction is only half the equation. The other half is understanding timing, knowing when the moment is right to move forward. Too often, men hesitate. They sense the connection, but they wait too long. And by the time they act, the opportunity has already faded. That's exactly why the next step matters.